Hey, it's Jacqueline, and we're going to spend the next 10 minutes safely driving around a busy parking lot so we can practice our parking lot driving for life and for the driving test. On your driving test, you are going to be evaluated for parking lot driving twice. First, when you exit the DMV parking lot, and then when you re-enter. And the reason that it's a big part of the driving test is that most car accidents happen in parking lots. So by being really careful, by doing your traffic scan all the time, and by keeping your speed at a nice controlled speed, about 10 miles an hour when you're on a clear straight road, and 5 miles an hour inside the line or inside the lanes where the cars are driving and people are parking. Parking lots are places where people intentionally come, park their car, and then walk to their destination. So lots of people walking in parking lots. And that's why we drive so slow. Whenever we're near a hazard, we always reduce our speed to 15. And when we're right near a human, we're going to reduce our speed to 5 so that we can avoid obstacles. And because I was going so slow and I noticed the person on the left trying to cross, I got to yield to them and be courteous and give them a safe route to cross the road and continue on their business. That's the kind of parking lot driver you want to be. The kind of driver that makes things easier for all the busy people that are trying to get where they need to go. We remember that we use our turn signals in parking lots and that we keep our lane position. 2-lane parking row, so we stay in our right lane. We also remember that there is a full stop at the end of every parking lot row, and that whenever there's a T, the one that is T'ing stops, and the other traffic has the right of way. So once I make sure it's clear, I get to turn and continue. And we're just going to keep driving around this parking lot for the next few minutes, practicing our good skills, keeping our speed safe, practicing our scanning and noticing if there's any hazard, and always coming to a full stop at every T, just like we do in a neighborhood. And when we're driving close to people that are walking, we want to give them space. Our slow speed makes them feel comfortable. Nobody's jumping out of the way, feeling like they're going to get hit by my car. In contrast, I bet there's at least one time in your life where you were driving in a parking lot and you could tell that somebody was driving too fast and it wasn't safe. So don't be that person. Be the person that helps everyone feel really comfortable and safe. And we see people leaving their cars and walking, and we're going to park to the left between these two cars. To make sure I can position myself, I'm going to position my left mirror at the center of this car. It's a Honda, so I'm looking at the letter H. And then I turn perfectly positioned so that I'm parallel between my limit lines and perfectly positioned between the cars on both sides. I'm going to push P and open my door and judge my own parking. I am parallel, and I've got about this much distance between my car and the limit line. And also I've passed the courtesy test. I can easily open and close my door, and the cars to the left and right of me would also be able to easily open and close their doors. Sometimes people have a question about how far forward they're supposed to drive because of course I can't see the curb cut. My rule of thumb is match your left mirror with the right mirror of the car next to you. And that gives you a sense of going up and matching the car. If they're not touching the curb, we won't be touching the curb. So this is a perfect parking job. When I reverse out of this spot, I'm going to use my owl head. I'm going to be looking all around in case somebody was walking or a fast car was coming. And when my left mirror gets to the brake lights of the car on the left, I'm going to start spinning my wheel. And by waiting until my mirror is at the brake lights, I don't have to worry that my car is going to crash into the back of the car when I start turning my wheel. I hope that as you're learning to drive, you are getting really familiar with the length of your car, the size of your car, and also your understanding of how the windshield not the windshield wipers, and also your understanding of how the side mirrors are positioned to give you information, to help you know exactly when to turn to end up in a perfect spot. I'm going to turn left down this next parking row, and we're going to practice parking again. This time we're going to park on the other side of this green car, between the car and the concrete barrier. So our positioning is really important. I'm going to go forward until my left mirror is at the center of the car, and then I'm just going to turn my wheel and position myself perfectly between the limit line and the curb. I'm going to go forward until my left mirror matches their right mirror. And we can both tell that I'm in perfect position, but let's check anyway. I push P, I open up my door, I'm parallel to the limit line, about this far apart. It works every time if you use your left mirror to position yourself at the center of the car and then wrap around it, you'll end up in perfect position. Now I have to reverse, and because this is a dead-end row, I'm going to go straight back, clearing the car to the left, and then I'm going to turn left to exit. And I'm not going to quite clear the car, so I'm going to stop, reverse again. The tighter I twist my wheel, the tighter my angle is on the turn. And now I'm back in action.